What's going on, everybody? We are here for the Jays Roundup. It's September 6th. The Jays are coming off some great wins. We're going to talk about those. We're going to break down how we're going to make the wild cards, because we are going to make the wild card. And we're going to break everything down. I'm Adam. I'm joined with Junior. Junior, are you ready?
Let's go!
Hey, bada, swing, bada. Hey, bada, swing, bada. Kennedy, swing, bada.
Swing batter, and the Jays have been doing just that, Junior. Have you been enjoying these last few games or what?
Oh, a nice little 5-game win streak cures everything. That series against Oakland was absolutely phenomenal.
Never count your chickens.
Never. And, I think about 2 weeks ago, we got a little bit bleak. Things
There were some somber tones.
They weren't churning the way we wanted them to churn, but the butter is churning now. And, being at this point 3 games out of a wild card with still almost 30 games to play, sweeping the A's, who were in front of us and are now behind us. You have to love it. The fact that the bats just came alive. I actually wrote some notes while I was watching that Friday game when they went down. And, I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I started, we got Nate back. Nate came in. He got squeezed by the ump, a couple of bad defensive errors, and he gives up 2. And I'm like, damn, this guy's confidence. I'm really worried about this. And then the next inning, it all goes away.
Yeah.
It all goes away. And then it didn't go away because it continued on Saturday and it continued on Sunday. And what did it do today? It continued today. So
8-0 spanking of the Yankees.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
And
so
2 for 3 for the Orioles too, right? So that's also really good.
But how pumped are you?
I'm like super excited because we did have some bleak moments. It looked like it was fading. And of course, we've been waiting for the Jays to get back to Toronto for so long. They finally came back, so we're all pumped up. We're expecting them to make the playoffs because that's what we want them to do, and that's what we've been expecting them for the last few years, right? So super excited to see that they're kind of firing on all cylinders now. We're going to break down all the other teams, but before we do that, let's take a quick look at the wildcard race. Okay, so we got the Yankees right now. They're a plus half game up right now, but hopefully that will change with the Jays, facing them up 3 more games this week. Boston, even. So right now, if the season ended today, they would play each other in a 1-game playoff, and then followed by Seattle, the Jays, and Oakland. But I think Seattle is getting beat pretty bad right now as well, so hopefully that will change for us.
Yeah, and a quick check-in. It is
playing Houston, I believe.
Yeah, they're playing Houston. It's 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th.
Okay, so looking good for us. Hopefully that'll, by the end of today, we'll be even up with them, I guess.
Yeah. Okay,
super. Let's break down the teams then. And we'll start with the team that we're playing right now, which is the New York Yankees, who are sitting in that position. So why don't you break down the schedule? So this is going to clean up the rest of the season for the Yankees here.
Yeah, so obviously they're hosting the Jays right now. Then they're on the road to the Mets. Not too much of a drive for too many trucks needed for that equipment baggage. Then they're back home to the Twins. Then they're on the road to the Orioles, Indians. They're at home, Rangers at home, at the Red Sox. Then they're at the Jays, and they wrap up against Tampa. So where's the danger zone here for the Yankees? We're not interested in where their wins are, but where can they mess this up? And I think it starts with the current series right now at the Jays. If the Yankees split this series and head into the Mets limping a little bit, the Mets have been playing some decent baseball, so that could be tough. Minnesota, okay, loosey-goosey. Baltimore, they've been playing pretty well lately, still loosey-goosey. Cleveland is still thinking they're in the wild card here, so those could be some tough games. They did just give the Boston Red Sox a bit of trouble. Texas, okay, you know what? Let's not even worry about Texas there. But then that Boston series where they're at Fenway, those are always big series. That is the number 1 wild card, number 2 wild card team. And then after being on the road at the Red Sox, they come to Toronto. Mm-hmm. And again, explosive. And then they finish up against Tampa. I think right now they need, if this team is going to win, and they need to start beating everybody. But they are 3-7 in their last 10. They're reeling a little bit, which is good because we are heating up right now, 8-2 in our last 10. So the teams we need to start losing are actually starting to lose. So I think right now we're in the Yankee danger zone.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got a very difficult kind of end of the season run, which it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You get hot at the right time, and all these kind of things can fall into line, but we're hoping that the Jays are going to be there, and they will. Let's take a look at the Red Sox, who are second in the wild card right now.
Yeah, so they're hosting the Rays right now, and the Rays definitely like to beat them up some Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
Then they're on the road, White Sox, on the road to the Mariners, home to Orioles, Mets, Yankees. Then they're on the road to the Orioles, and they finish off the season at the Nationals. Walgreen or Washington, sorry, not Walgreens.
So where can they mess up in this final stretch?
They're in it right now. They are in it right now. They need to turn it around against Tampa, and they have to win this series, because when they go on the road to Chicago, yeah, they know what, they've got a comfortable lead, but they're not going to start losing games right now. They want an even bigger lead. They don't want it to be, coming down to the last 2 weeks of the season. They want this thing wrapped up as soon as possible. Yeah. The Mariners, they're still in the race right now, so you've got some issues there. Baltimore's been giving people trouble right now. They took 2 or 3 from the Yankees. The Mets, again, they're playing well. And then you've got arch rival Yankees. Baltimore, we just talked about them. And the Nats right now, they're just playing for contracts. But they're in the danger zone right now when they've got Tampa, Chicago, Seattle.
Okay. So moving along here then, let's take a look at Seattle's lineup.
Yeah, so they're getting pummeled by Houston right now on the road, of course. The D-backs series, I was hoping the D-backs would have done more damage for us, because if the D-backs could have taken 1 or maybe 2 of those games, we'd be flying right now. But they did go to extra innings in 2 of those 3 games. But so this is almost like a revenge series for Arizona, who have been playing loose. They've jettisoned pretty much everybody off that team except for Ketel Marte. Then they've got Boston. Then Kansas City. Sal Perez right now is being an absolute Godzilla in baseball, so that's not going to be an easy series for them. And then they finish off the season against the AL West rival Oakland A's, Angels, Oakland A's, Angels. So with that, they're not in that trouble zone yet right now. I expect Houston will sweep this series, and I think Arizona will take at least 1 of 3 in the next series. Boston is going to be reeling after the last couple series, so they're going to want to be doing some damage to Seattle. Seattle's in tough here. This is not an easy schedule for them. So their danger zone is literally from Houston all the way to the last game against the Angels.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays. Okay, so currently playing the Yankees, and then you mentioned Orioles are coming in hot. Do you think they're going to have the similar challenges? We have to face the Orioles twice here, and kind of wrapping up the season. Are going to face the same challenges as we match up with them?
Well, the one thing with the Yankees had some trouble with Boston, and it wasn't mainly with Baltimore, and it wasn't because of Baltimore, it's because of their pitching. In the last episode that we did, we talked about how they had the wrong pitchers going up against Baltimore at that time. So when they don't land a favorable pitching matchup, they're in tough basically with the Yankees. Outside of Garrett Cole, Taillon's had a pretty decent season, but the rest of the staff has not really done that much. So, let's be honest. Okay, Montgomery's okay, but Kluber, everyone else, they haven't done their job. So, with us right now, the thing I look at is we got to take 2 of 4 out of the Yankees. Then we've got 4 against Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't give us a ton of trouble. I'm saying 3-1 in that series. Okay. Then it's our danger zone, which is Tampa.
Twice.
We've got them, we've got them at home and on the road. So at home, we got to take 2 or 3. On the road, we got to take 1 or 3. Minnesota, again, home and home. We play Minnesota very well at home, and we play Minnesota very well on the road. Then Yankees are in town. We play the Yankees good at home. And then Baltimore to finish off the end of the season. I think there is I know there's huge potential for us in these 8 series to ring off a massive amount of wins and get us that wild card.
Yeah, we absolutely need that opportunity to compete for a playoff position. And then finally here we have the Oakland Athletics.
Again, not an easy schedule. They're coming off the sweep at the hands of the Jays. and they got Chicago right in there. And Chicago, again, we talked, they're not giving up games right now. Texas, loosey-goosey. Then you got Sal Perez and the Royals beasting right now.
Yeah.
The Angels, I mean, how many home runs is Shohei going to hit off this staff in that series? Who knows?
Leader.
Yeah, and then you finish Seattle, Houston. So, it's tough because you've got division leader here, Houston, that you want to catch, but you've got Seattle in that wild card who's above you that you need to catch in order to catch Houston. So it's very interesting baseball the first week into September already.
This is the exciting time for baseball, right? We talked about this already. This is the time that you want to be watching baseball. This is where everybody kind of comes. The entire season comes to culmination. 162 games. This is a long, long season. The AL East is always a very, very competitive division, so it's exciting to see us still in the hunt. Again, there were some somber moments we had the last couple of weeks. Looks like everything's kind of lining up for us, and hopefully we can just ride that right into a wild card position. There's no chance winning the AL East.
No.
I mean, unless lightning strikes.
What, and we take six out of 6 from them?
We take everything all the way through to the end of September.
Yeah, we're about to go on a 60-game win streak right now.
Who was it? Was it the Athletics years back that had like 24-game win streak or something like that?
Yeah, that was Moneyball.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm liking where the Jays are at right now. Things are firing, and it's exciting to see this baseball kind of come to the culmination because everybody gets excited at this time because it's the playoffs, right? The playoffs are upon us very, very shortly. We wanted to touch on Ray.
Yeah.
In the Cy Young race. He's had his last 4 games, 10-plus strikeouts. This is very impressive. It's in the conversation now. Obviously, Cole kind of being the favorite likely to win that Cy Young. But let's take a look at the numbers. Why don't you break it down for us and tell us what you think?
Yeah, so when you look at ERA, guess what? He's first. In innings pitched at 166, guess what? He's first. At whip at .99, guess what? He's second. Strikeouts, 212, guess what? He's second. His K to BB percentage, 517, second to Cole. Robbie Cy Young, Ray. I'm really starting to think so, and I'll tell you why. Number one, Garrett Cole is an admitted user of pitching grip aids.
This is correct.
Robbie Ray is not. Therefore, that should disqualify him immediately, considering that he basically said, come get me.
Yep.
Put both middle fingers up into Manfred's face and said, come get me, buddy. So I don't know if that's going to sway the voting at all. As a writer myself, like if I was a writer and I had that vote,
how could you not consider that?
I would say, dude, you pissed on the game. Why am I even going to give you a vote? And to the other writers, I'd be like, why the hell are you going to give this guy a vote? He literally pissed on the game.
Yep.
And put a middle finger up in his face.
It's a great point.
So, I mean, you got to look at that. And the funny thing is about 4 or 5 days ago, Lance Lynn was in the conversation too. And in 4 or 5 days, he completely disappeared out of the conversation. I think Ray is set for the matchups for the rest of the season where he could probably add 2-3 more wins, ton more strikeouts, keep his ERA where it needs to be. If he can get that K to BB percentage a bit better, like maybe 6, I think that would suit him a lot better for basically someone saying, you know what, it's a no-doubter. It's Robbie Ray all the way. Yeah. But it's Garrett Cole. He's on the Yankees. The Yankees are in the wild card. If somehow, Ray wins 4 or 5 starts and gets the Jays into the playoffs and perhaps beats the Yankees, I think the conversation might change a little bit.
The Jays are providing run support for the pitchers. So, if Ray gets out there and gets in front of that, I mean, almost 40 runs over 4 games. I mean, it's pretty insane when you think about that. So let's touch on the other Jays superstar and in the conversation here with Vladi.
My God.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, what a season this kid's had. I mean, just to think where he's going to be at when he gets to his prime. I mean, he's like
22. This kid's 22 years old.
He's a baby. 321 first in the average, 40 home runs, which is third, and then 98 RBIs fourth.
If it wasn't for Sal Perez just absolutely going off he'd be second in home runs, and he'd be third in RBIs. Rafael Devers is in the second spot right now. Well, I think it's Perez, Devers, and then Vlad. The problem I'm seeing right now is just the guys in front of him aren't getting on base. He's got Semien in front of him. Semien keeps hitting home runs. He's not on base for Vlad to cash runs. It's almost like Vlad's going to be looking at waiting for the lineup to turn over where there's a guy or two on base where he can start adding to the RBI totals. But he's heating up at the right time. He's got a nice little 14-game hit streak going, and he's moving the line. And you can't expect more from a third hole hitter other than what he's doing right now. And at the age of 22. It's absolutely ridiculous to think that he's arbitration eligible at the end of the year. What kind of money is he going to get? I'm sure we're going to overpay him and make him as happy as possible.
You got to lock him up for life.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think he's going anywhere, to be honest with you.
Agree.
His dad loves this organization to the moon and back. It's pretty much why he handed his son over to us. So I don't see him going anywhere. But regardless of that, I digress and come back to what we were originally talking about is the Triple Crown.
Yep.
I think it might be easier to look at this in a week's time. So if we came back next Monday to see where those numbers were, I think it's going to be a little more accurate where we could prognosticate a bit more because, again, it's all going to depend on the pitching he's seeing. He hasn't been seeing great pitches. Not like Shohei. Shohei's been getting stuff straight down the pipe. That's why he's got the home runs he does. It's because people keep pitching to him.
Yep.
Everything with him, it's down and away, high and in. So he's not getting, the pitches he was at the beginning of the season because people don't want him to beat them. Yeah. So it's been tough. That's why he's hitting, opposite field singles to move guys along. And so, he's a smart ball player. If he doesn't win the Triple Crown, obviously with Shohei the way he is right now, it's going to be tough not to give Shohei the MVP. But if there's going to be like a non-pitching / hitting MVP, it's got to be Vlad.
Yeah, so I was actually going to say to you, do you think the fact that he's also a pitcher is going to help Ohtani in this, even though it's not a pitching award? Of course in the back of your mind, it's always kind of sitting there, right?
I think, if you're really going to vote on the MVP, you have to toss one of his categories away. You take the pitcher out and you vote him on his positional player stats, or you toss the positional player stats out and you vote him as a pitcher. If you vote him as a pitcher, he does not win MVP. I'm sorry. Not even close. Yeah. His numbers are nowhere where they need to be. The guy's a good, number 2 for sure on pretty much any team in the league. But without his offense, and the one thing that I was just curious about is he's hitting while he's pitching too.
Yeah.
Which is strange because usually if you're pitching in the AL, you ain't hitting.
Yeah, so they would forego the designated hitter and use him, right?
So, I mean, if you want to drill things down, the days that he was pitching and hitting, you have to take one. You got to take the hitting stats out. I mean, because this isn't the NL. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, fair enough.
That's just me.
Yeah, no, that's okay, and that's okay. You're entitled to that. So yeah, no. Ultimately, we're excited. The Blue Jays are back. They are playing how we expect them to be playing. They're in the hunt for a wild card position. We're poised very well. I think our schedule is very workable for us compared to the other schedules that some of these other teams have that are also in the hunt. Of course, it's going to likely come down to the AL East teams because we're just so high-powered over here. So let's see what happens. And we're confident that the Jays are going to make the wild card. We're excited. Hopefully we can just sweep these Yankees. That would make me really happy by Thursday, kind of going into the weekend, wouldn't it?
If we swept the Yankees,
we'd have to go to the game on Friday night or Saturday night just to get a little loose.
If they sweep the Yankees, I will get a box for the final series against Baltimore.
Boom.
At home.
Okay. All right. There it is. All right.
And playoff tickets.
Maybe we'll give a couple of tickets away.
Maybe we will. Come to the box, hang out with the guys.
There you go. All right.
It'll be nice.
Yeah. All right. Look, we are going to ask you to subscribe to this channel, please. We want to help grow this channel. We're going to put out a ton of content. We kind of took a hiatus on some of the other stuff that was going on through the summer, spent some time with our families and whatnot. But we ask you to subscribe. We ask you to like, because that's the easiest way to help grow our channel and work the algorithm. And it doesn't
Start a
cost you
conversation
anything.
with us too.
We respond to every single comment. We take suggestions. So if you look at any of our other videos, check out the Raptors Den. Ben Simmons Jr. killed that video where we looked at Ben Simmons and whether or not he might come to the Raptors. NFL is starting this Thursday. Junior, what are we doing? What are we doing for NFL?
Oh, Jesus. How about this? We're going to come at you with a full league preview of every team, every division, and then we're going to roll that into bets. We're bringing bets back, everybody. Bringing bets back, and we're going to give you the lines, our picks, fantasy, everything. We're all over this. Football is coming hot and heavy. Baseball is hot and heavy. We've got a ton of Raptors content coming out. Pretty much weekly, we've got stuff coming out. We already have ideas for the next month until the season starts. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification on so you know when every time we're punting something out, you're going to be able to be the first to jump on it. And we love to talk sports. So if you got questions, you got suggestions, we love to hear from you guys. So let us know what you think.
Absolutely. I just got to say one more thing. With bets, our record has been impeccable when we were running bets. We have a good system that is going to yield very, very strong results. So if you are a betting person, you need to join us for bets. We are going to kill the NFL this year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now single game betting is here. Almost here. It's here now?
Here.
Okay.
It's here.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going to be killing that like crazy. So definitely join us. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam.
I'm Junior, and we're gonna see you real soon.